Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Together. And look around me. Who do you see? It is the cast of A Death's Door. Yes, it is. What could we possibly be doing? Well,
a woo.
Yeah, we go. Good.
Oh,
It's time for the post-show Talk Together. Wow, the enthusiasm really sells this show, guys. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just 90% reliant on special effects now. A lot of the time I just turn up to recordings and move my mouth, hoping that AI will just be pitched in to make me say something.
Mate, that's age. That's what that is. That's all that is. It's just age slowly whittling down. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, before we kick off, we're going to be doing questions for about an hour. We'll be enticing questions and adventurous anecdotes. Who wrote this? I'll be chatting to this lot. And
it's the first draft. You didn't change it.
It's true. I'll be asking questions. I'll be rolling a dice. I'll be using this 20-sided one with Swarovski crystals because that's just who I am. And thank you to all of the sponsors and supporters. That's Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Phoenix Dice, Alchemy RPG, Idle Champions, D&D Beyond, Warriors of Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Elderwood Academy. At least 2 of those don't exist anymore. Cool. And thank you.
The ones that I've used were really good.
There we go. And a massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. You are amazing, special, awesome. If you fancy joining our Patreon and joining the D20 Club, you could help us make more shows. And that's patreon.com/rolltogetherrpg. You can also find us on all the socials. There are podcast versions of all of the shows. Just search Roll Together RPG in your favorite app or device, and chances are we'll be there in some capacity or version. Even TikTok. I know, it's just amazing. I'm too old for TikTok. Tom does.
How about Tumblr?
We're on Tumblr? I don't think we're on Tumblr because I think that's defunct.
I was born
Oh
to
no,
it.
it had a resurgence. It had a whole resurgence.
It's got a resurgence.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took the naughties off, and then everyone was like, "But I like sharing my naughties," and then they were like, "Too bad," and then everyone was like, "Well, I'll go somewhere else then," and then they were like, actually, we quite like money," and then
Okay.
It was not that they took the naughties off, and that they took the naughties off, but they didn't do anything about the actual bots that were a problem.
Right.
And then so they all immigrated to Twitter, and then after Twitter's gone, they've all gone back to Tumblr, and then the ones who stayed on Tumblr still have the moral high ground. And also that Tumblr is extremely hard to advertise to, so it's fun. So if you can get your niche in.
Can we all agree that Web 3.0 was a bit of a failure? Is that what we're saying? Cool. Right. Anyway, right. Let's get on to
this
D&D.
This shows my age.
D&D!
When you were saying they took the naughties off, I thought you meant that they went on hiatus for the decade between 2000 and 2009,
Look,
and then they came back.
That's exactly what I thought.
Can everyone who had to wait for their mum or their dad or whoever to get off the phone so they could use the internet, please raise their hand? Yeah.
Oh, Evie. Oh, Evie.
What? I'm sorry, I'm
Insert 90s
slightly
modem
younger.
sounds.
I'm rolling a D20. We're going to talk about D&D now. That's an 8. It's a question to all of you. From at Death's Door, what was the most surprising moment for all of you? What was the biggest shock twist? Any contenders?
I mean, right at the end, I think Eltrion being like, am I now a bee person, dragon? What was it? You sort of what is he infected with? I don't know.
Bug eyes.
Bug eyes. That's it.
Yeah.
Look, I've slept since we last recorded.
Go on.
That's what we call an open-ended ending,
Yeah.
so that someone has a lot to play with and can choose to follow all of the cues, or they can Last Jedi it and ignore it entirely. It's really up to them.
What was
But
the intention with the bug eyes?
Honestly, I just wanted a cool button, and I like you'll know, anyone who knows me will know, I like to play characters that are morally grey and there's a complexity to them, and just having the opportunity to potentially go somewhere, or for Eltrion to go somewhere else in the future, and someone can just make their decision as to exactly what's happened to him. I have my own sort of headcanon, but it was just literally
headcanon.
What do I think will be cool? Because I hadn't really thought about how to end.
Go on.
I was like,
headcanon. I want to hear the headcanon.
Thank you.
I mean, I was going to ask more questions, but I think David's lips are sealed. So, any more surprising moments apart from Eltron secretly being a bee?
Yes. Mine was I'm new. I did all my research on the wiki. I built my character a certain way, and then realized that Sean had all along been guiding things so that knowing that the screams were coming from inside the house, but I was not expecting that. So that was a surprising twist from Sean, just kind of playing a long game on me. That was fun. I liked that.
Sean, long game? Yeah.
I mean, since about, I think, midway through Viscous Cycle, that's kind of when I knew that I was going to have the temple be brought under Ragnora's cult's sway.
Why?
So I can't remember if I said this on stream or not, but the one shot that Arcana was in, Delivery, and at Death's Door, the two names together are Delivery at Death's Door, and the Delivery at Death's Door was the eyes that Hera passed on to Deacon Tyrea, which influenced her and brought her into the folds of the cult.
So it's all Scarlet's fault?
Yes.
Someone tell them. Okay, good.
I'm sure that Scarlet's got enough on their plate.
Yeah. Why, Sean? Why? Why is the Church of Kelemvor under Ragnora's control, apart from the eyes? Why?
To be honest, I can't give an answer apart from that. Just, I needed the cult to be somewhere, and be somewhere. Is that why we're laughing? Because my screen invader.
I needed the cult to be somewhere.
Yeah.
I thought, fuck it, why not in the church?
Well, I could have brought in a new location that we'd not explored, but just the eyes being delivered there just was such a delicious little nugget. I couldn't help it.
Did anyone else have the kind of Jurok Antoni again moment? I certainly did. And now he's made of bees. Okay.
This reminds me of the Skeletor meme. Just keeps running away and coming back as some sort of reiteration. My most shocking moment is when Sean inadvertently introduces a character that isn't some sort of anagram. I start to wonder if he's feeling okay.
All the characters were anagrams again, weren't they? Was there someone who wasn't?
I think so. I don't remember one that wasn't.
There was. I mean, you made me improvise a name for the vampire.
But you retro-anagrammed. Retro-anagrammed?
Words.
I have to do that a surprising amount.
But I feel like that was your choice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Of course it was his choice. He's the DM. It's not like he sat there going, I'll anagram every name. I didn't anagram this one. I know. I'll now backwards anagram it. There we go. That's good. Of course he does. All his choice. He could have just gone, fuck it. Sometimes NPC names are just NPC names, but he didn't.
If Sean had done that, I think we can all agree we'd have down tools and quit on the spot. There are certain expectations that we have.
I see.
Which is, I mean, it's a rod that Sean's created for his own back by being so bloody brilliant that we now just expect that as a standard.
And yet we never take advantage of the inspiration die that we get.
That's a meme at this point, right?
I've given you a special gift. You're going to use it? Nah. Feels like hard work.
Solving anagrams is its own reward.
That is true.
Wow. I mean,
I like linguistics.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just, teacher's pet. Good. Right.
I'm new. I have to earn all my brownie points.
Speaking of which, there's an anagram we haven't solved yet.
Yeah.
How does it feel, Sean, having not solved it?
I mean, I have explicitly said before, I'm not actually, I wouldn't say that good at solving anagrams myself. I just like setting them. But yeah, I sat with my Scrabble tiles for a fair portion of last night, and I came up with some fun ones, but none that I felt was...
Sean sent me a list and was like, am I close? And I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm going to stop. How about these ones?
Nat, here's where I got to. Listen, Nile. Well, listen, Nail, but
Uh-huh.
I sort of assumed there was some connection there.
I
Snail
got silent
intel.
now.
You get snail intel, Sean? Snail
A
intel.
Disney movie with MI6 snails.
Insane till? No? No,
No,
none of
no.
those? No?
I'm gonna have
Well,
to
it's-
find my list now.
I mean,
In
it's
a
gotta be
lentils?
I mean, everyone's got to consult their inner lentils at some point, right?
No, in space A space lentils.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's not
Ten-
ornate doorbell, I don't
Tennis Lila?
No.
Hmm.
Well, it's got to be to do with who she is as a person, right? So Tesaillinn is the daughter of a queen, and she has a lot to prove because she's the last in line.
Lost in line. Lost in line. Very good.
There you go.
Did not get that.
I'm surprised, actually. I thought it was. That sounds really nasty to say. I thought it was obvious, but apparently not. So yay,
Slain Inlet?
that too.
I sought linen.
What's the alien one you sent me?
Aliens lint.
Aliens Lint, that's
Lint,
great.
yeah,
I spent
which is
so
also-
long on Nat is and then trying to work out what the rest of it was.
Yeah, I did that.
Aliens Lint is a good band name.
Yeah,
Aliens Lint.
you
Yeah.
put that on the wiki.
Oh,
Keep
linen.
that for later.
First album is
Yeah.
just called Behind the Sofa.
All right, I'm gonna roll the d20 again.
Roll that
Oh, that
dice.
D20. Dice.
Oh, quick line.
It's a question for Sean. Sean,
Oh.
were there any questions? Any questions? Were there any moments where the players took things in a completely different direction to what you were expecting?
Yeah, there were a couple. One that comes to mind. So when we always have a session 0 as part of our like safety tools, and we were talking about kind of battles, and one of the promises that I made to the players was you will get a long rest after the first battle. So feel free to spend all your stuff, do all your cool things. You know, this will be the showcase battle, and then you get your long rest. However, I tried to indicate when the rest was going to happen, and you kind of kept pursuing it. And I was like, if you push through to this thing, you're going to make me break my promise. So that's why we had dinner at Zinmoira's and the picnic in the graveyard scene, which was just kind of, please rest now.
Best scene in entire campaign. Eating lovely homemade foods.
It also
While the rest of us are intensely just in a bush going, no, we'll be vigilant.
it featured two of my favourite moments in the whole thing. One of which is Moira going up to see her dad, who's definitely ill, and Sean going, look, he's ill, but he's not deathly ill. It's not a plot point. He's just got a cold. It's fine. No one panic. He's not infected with anything serious. It's just a cold. And it was, oh, I've just got a bit of a cold, darling. It felt like such a DM going, it's okay, guys. It's okay. I'm not going to kill your dad. It's fine. Followed closely by Arcana and Jakarth having a really intense conversation whether they follow the people in or they don't follow the people in, and then same planning going, so we're going in, right? And just walking off and starting combat. I found those both extremely amusing, must be said.
I think the other moment was Tesaillinn using the sleep power. Just
So
Before I had-
ineffectively.
before I had the chance to use the potion and kind of up the CR of the fight, just kind of taking out a third of it. Okay.
Quirkalepsy.
Twerkalepsy, indeed. Mhm.
That's an availability from 3rd edition, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it was inspired by the 3.5 wiki.
Oh, lovely. God, take me back.
It's just a once per long rest
You know,
use of sleep.
Yeah.
3rd edition, knowing 3rd edition rules, it was once per long rest on a Tuesday when it's sunny.
No.
Because the thing with it that we didn't do though is because with sleep, obviously you can upcast it when you get to higher levels. Obviously, we're sort of higher level than the initial level you get sleep.
Yes.
So it's sort of would work on commoners, which is what I was expecting the the cultists to be, which is why it was all a bit chaotic.
It's an odd one, that one, because how does one level up sleep well in a
Yeah,
racial
when it's
ability? An intriguing one for the homebrewers, I believe. Yes. Well, I'm gonna roll that dice again. Let's see what we get.
Roll the dice.
Thank you, Nat. Everyone else, try harder.
Dub it in.
Dub it in. Just a really awkward, like, computer. Roll that dice. Good.
It's not auto-tuned at all.
Just get everyone in roll together to record the soundbite, and
It's just Nat that's been pitch shifted 6 different times. That'll sound perfectly Nat.
Have an
Yeah.
edit archive of everyone shouting "roll that dice."
I
I'll talk
could
to the
literally
editors.
put
Why
that
not?
together in about 10 minutes.
It's a montage.
Okay. Everybody, if you could pick an NPC from this campaign to play as a PC, which one would you pick and why?
Hmm.
I'm gonna pick on people who haven't said much yet. Evie, Josh, and Talia. Which of you wants to go? One of you's got to go. I'm gonna pick on someone.
Well, these stakes just got higher.
I'm gonna pick on one person in a second, and it's gonna be
I'm
the
trying
newbie.
to remember
Yeah.
all the NPCs.
to be fair, it's quite a difficult one because like
Evie's got one.
there weren't that many.
Evie's got one.
One of the goons that got away at the end. They just ran away. One of them. They've seen it all. They were there for the whole thing and they just noped out. I want to play them.
The
I'd play the
Painful and
other one
Rigetti.
so we can relive our trauma together.
I want to play
Big
them and
B.
then go and join Malice with his snake cult and other evil minions that have banded together. I would love that.
There's this like weird idea that evil minions would all like get on if they met. They wouldn't. Malice's minions would all turn up and go like, "It's all about the snake god guy." And this guy would be going, "No, it's about the mother of monsters who's in another plane, guys. It's come on now." And they'd all be like different like be like a Labour Party conference. People with lots of different ideas just yammering at each other. It'd be awful.
No,
Not seen it on stream, so we don't know how it would go yet.
That's also fair. Yeah.
if the internet has taught us anything, it's that conspiracy whack jobs can find common ground to bond over.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's depressing. Anyone
I'm not
else?
here to make friends.
Favorite NPC? Which NPC would you play? Josh, Talia, you both must give an answer. It can be literally anything.
Arcana's artificer companion so that she could have conversations.
Oh, bless. What would her voice be
Barbara.
like? Barbara, the stuffed penguin. What would she sound like?
Hello? What would you like me to do? Should I blow it up for you? Okay. It's very flappy.
Evie, does that work for you?
Oh, I had mine a bit worse for me.
What did you have in
Well,
mind?
depending on what you need, I can change it.
I had in mind more of a, oh, let's go along then. Come
Like a
on.
jolly,
Like-
a jolly hockey sticks, mum. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, heavens, darling.
Which the this spot got a little bit more settled. Has to grow up a little bit more.
Oh. Yes, hired.
I was going to vote for like a sort of really incongruous hello, like really low pitched nightmare. Nice to see you.
Let's go do things.
Time for murder. That would be great. Yeah. And then have a whole existential crisis about being a gun or not and ripping off Iron Giant. Be good. What's that face for?
That's mine. Barbara.
Josh, you must pick one.
The
You haven't-
vampire.
Yeah, good. Corvo Van Knight.
Corso Van Knight.
Shitty vampire. Hey, I'm Corso
Sorry.
Van. I'm thinking like leather jacket and like quiff back hair and like sub fuckers. Like it's just an asshole character from a movie.
I was
Oh,
thinking
Spike
Spike
from
from
Buffy.
Buffy the Vampire,
Yeah,
so there you
yeah.
go.
is
That's
he?
what I'd play him.
No, thinks he's
Yeah.
Spike from Buffy.
Showing my age again, I was thinking of the Lost Boys, Keitha.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of too,
yeah,
Sean.
yeah.
You're not wrong.
Not going to live very long, though. Moira will murder him at some point.
But Moira's a vampire too.
This is something we never got to.
Secrets,
exploring because
motherfucker.
There's not enough time in a 4-parter, but oh boy, does Moira have more to be chatted about.
There's a
Yeah.
whole lot of things to do with just personal and identity issues and just expectations of things And also the fact, Moira's like, in their 70s or so at the moment. So it's been a while.
You threw it in. Every now and again, there's a little like, where you go, hang on a minute. Like I totally vibe with like running on a wall. That could be anything. It's D&D world. Like someone runs on a wall, you don't go like vampire. You go, don't know, monk, some weird shit. So like it makes sense. But then there was when you were talking about living forever. Who were you talking to about living forever?
Was it the conversation with the dad?
No, it was the conversation with. Oh, it was when you were down in look. There were all the things in the cages, and you were talking about living forever in that context, and you went, "It sucks living forever. It's not a good thing." And no one went, "Come again for Big Fudge?" They just went, "Yeah," like sagely nodded and just left it. And I was like, "Come on, guys."
It will come up. We were in a high.
Just literally went. Is the opening?
I think that was more of a case of because Moira is an elf, and most of us won't live as long as she will. We're like, oh yeah, live forever sort of thing. That's
Sort of
at least
relative,
where I
yeah.
went from.
That is also a fascinating thought that you could be a total undercover vampire and no one would actually know or think to ask you about some of the weird things you say.
Kind of the plan at the moment, does it?
Pretty cool. I dig that.
All it's
Well,
doing though
Arcana
is
knew the
adding
entire-
to. Sorry.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, all it's doing though is adding to my to-do list for Eldrathni. Now, Eldrathni and Moira need to have a Dampir cleric chat. Clearly,
Then
So what, they'll
Silver's just in the corner, like, I have no problem with being a damn pit. What's wrong with it?
So hang on. So Ildra's going to go and fix the hole in the world. Ildra's then going to go meander down to Baldur's Gate and save her vampire zaddy, and is then going to go back up to Neverwinter to have a chat with a vampire that you don't know and have never met before.
yeah. Well, I've got to go to the Temple of Kalimvor that Ava was brought up in and tell them what's what as well. So
Blackrock.
the
Go to
to-do list is
Blackrock.
getting
That's
longer
fucking
and longer.
miles away. That's the other side of Cormanthia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just Game of Thrones fast travel that shit. It'd be fine.
How did the dragon get there in 3 days? Who cares?
Eagles.
Always
Why has Daenerys gone mad with power? I don't know. Plot, threat.
Script says so. It's fine.
Has everyone? I know this is a complete segue, but I love it. Has everyone seen the all of them reading the script, doing the script reading, where they're all reading it, going, "What? This cannot be the plot."
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's real good.
Homework.
Even Kit
Do that
Harington,
after.
who is pretty expressionless, looks devastated. So yeah.
He learned all his lines in 1 hour.
No, McQueen.
Is this I don't want it, or is it you're McQueen? One of the two.
He's not even northern. Good. Right.
He's posher than I am. It's true.
Were you going to say something earlier, Evie, about Arcana?
Sorry. Yes, Evie.
I was honestly just going with that Arcana had tweaked the vampirism all along for insert character name here
Moira.
that I've just completely forgotten
Moira.
It's in
for
Moira.
Moira. I was just like, yeah, completely normal that you would be talking about immortality.
So Arcana knew but didn't give a shit. Right.
Arcana had bigger things to worry about.
sense.
That's fair.
I've got one thing that I think is horrific and awful. All that stuff, meh.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, we're not on the most. Where are we on? We're not on that bit anymore. That bit. But Sean, the bit where the body was coming through the portal, and you went. It came from nearby where Arcana had come from, and went. Surely it's got to be all the characters from the thing. Surely you'll be there going. Oh, look, it's Nora's torso. How can you tell?
I mean, I wanted to leave that to everybody's imagination.
How do you stat at it, by the way?
It's just a reskinned. Oh, I can't remember what they're called now.
Skinned being the
Star
operative
something.
term. Starspawn. The big
It's a
ones.
Starspawn something.
Brutes.
Starspawn worm.
Oh, the really big ones.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, I wanted it to be vaguely shaped right.
With this, what did we end up terming it? It was something like a human centipede. I mean, it is a human centipede, just
Yeah.
The humanoid centipede.
Humanoid centipede.
humanoid centipede. There we go.
Mhm.
I like to think that there's some centaurs in there as well, so it's the humanoid centipede.
Look, I'm sure this will get bleeped out later, but it can't be ass to mouth if there are neither. Anyway, I'm going to roll the dice again.
Roll that dice.
Roll that dice.
Woo! Right, everybody. Which PC gets the Edgelord Award? There's some strong ties here.
Then Moira.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zimora.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sidmora
Yeah.
gets the Edgelord Award with
Surprisingly-
Eltrion in the party.
I was going to say Endgame Eltrion beats Zin Moira's everything.
In this campaign, Zin Moira. Overall, Eltrion.
With
I agree with
Arcana in the party?
First time I've had this question and I've not been the edgelord of the party.
I know, Evie.
You felt like you just had a very pressing, very sensible issue. That's not edgelording, that's just having priorities.
Just
Can we
practical.
change the question to least edge lordy and just
Oh,
say
it's Jakarth.
Tesaillinn?
No, it's Jakarth. No, Jakarth is the least Edgelord of all.
Jakarth's the- Yeah.
Yeah, Jakarth is a sweet, cuddly marshmallow. With some
Tesaillinn wants
of
to be an
rage.
dragon
Edgelord, but
things.
is not.
Oh, no. Tesailin's an emo. Tesailin's an emo kid. Oh my god, guys. Oh, it's so fucking edgy.
I got a scarf covering my mouth and nose.
Oh,
That's
no,
a cool-
guys. Oh,
In,
so mysterious.
I just wanted to pick up Tesaillinn constantly, just pick her up and just like I just felt like
She's probably
like-
larger than you are.
it doesn't matter. You felt like a prodigy in this going out into the world and all as some. I just wanted to just hug you a lot, and then Jakarth is just like everyone's best friend person.
Party dad. Party dad. Looked after everyone. Also slightly dragony. Party dad. Ticket us
Offered Arcana a roof
Yeah.
over our head at the end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Party dad.
And offer to help the temple. Now that there's only one priest. Until Rex comes back, obviously.
Yeah, until Rex comes back, obviously.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
just waiting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Evie, how do you feel about having your Edgelord crown taken? It's the first campaign where you've not been given the Edgelord award. I'm so sorry.
I know, I went into this being like, I'm not going to play an edgelord, but now that I've done it, I can't say that I feel like a better person for it.
No, it's true.
Feels
If
like
you
a
said
part of
I'm
my
going to
soul
stare
is missing.
suddenly into the middle distance, I'd have given that to you right now. I'd have changed my vote.
Guys, let me tell you, it's tough.
I mean, you were playing an artificer who makes plush toys. Like,
From a dying world, there's Edgelord elements.
I
Yeah, but
could
part
have
of that
brought,
was
I could
my
have brought
fault.
the edge more.
It's pathos. It's not. There's a difference between edgelord and having an actual sad backstory and a pressing purpose. They're two.
No,
different-
that's poppeting. Tom's not here, but that's poppeting.
If
Tom
you
can-
if you see your family / wife / child killed in front of you, you become edgelord. If you have your entire world killed in front of you, you become Spock. And these are the rules. I don't make them.
you become new Spock, and that's not good Spock.
Yeah, new Spock.
New Spock is bad Spock.
I
Quinto
think
Spock.
the reason that
Mercury Quintos is
Arcana-
good Spock.
Sorry, Evie.
I think the reason that Arcana didn't veer into edgelord is because the whole dying world thing. That's not fun to play edgelordy. You know, that's actual grief. If I'm playing an edgelord, I want it to be dumb and silly and fun. But that
You
felt
could
like
No, do like Wolverine from Logan, like, oh, it's been a rough life. Like, you could go really down the route of like, everyone's dead and I didn't care about them anyway. Like, you could have gone all of that. All of that.
wasn't
when they
feeling
were.
it.
No, it's also fair. You don't have to edgelord every time. Good.
It's the idea of when I was 5, they stole the last croissant and I didn't get one,
Yeah.
and then my life was ruined.
If you want to talk, Tom's not here, but in Fracture, not too long ago, I think it was the one we showed last week, recently, he tells his backstory and then goes, worst birthday ever. And it just drops in, we all go, oh, for fuck's sake, Tom. Like, it was a terrible day. Worst birthday, bang. Anyway, I've rolled the dice again.
Oh, that dice!
Ah, the dice.
Roll the dice.
Damn, Joe.
Dice thing. Do it.
Do the dice thing. Do.
I'm fucking doing the dice thing. Everyone calm down. What's supposed to be an exhortation has become this like shout thing now. I don't like it. What was your favorite battle / encounter / enemy?
I mean, the big finale one that went on for basically an episode and a half was pretty epic.
Mythic forms. Mythic forms.
Mhm.
Love a mythic form.
I did enjoy the and I did feel a bit bad because I could see that Sean was a little concerned that I went into Anthony's B form being like, I can save him, I can save the wasps. But the fact that that went in and tried to charm them and it worked in that it was like, all right, I will kill you then. It's a good moment.
The end one. Everyone getting to do their cool stuff. It's fun.
What was your favorite like combat move that you did? Was it like a sort of like a, because like Josh, you reskinned all of Jakarth's spells to be more dragony. Was there like a favorite move moment of one of those?
It had to have been jumping off of Eltrion's dragon and then bullshitting the Misty Step in trying to push Durok through the portal after firing 2 rather epic shots into him.
That was a very epic moment. It was great.
Fortunately, my strength isn't that good, otherwise I probably would have done better at pushing him.
Well, we can't be good at everything, can we?
Jakarth is a flippy boy.
For someone who is described as being like quite, strong, heavy set, tall, you don't think of him as a big Dexy Flippy, but he is a big Dexy Flippy, it's true.
He's wearing one of those superhero bodysuits.
We
Half
haven't
of
had
it's
that moment yet.
latex.
Don't say that. You're going to set a range of whole people off now.
Oh. Is it a dad bod under it? Is that the whole setup?
Is it Shatner's girdle? Is that what it is?
Shatner's
Shatner's
girdle.
girdle +1. Yeah.
Got one of those corset things on there as soon as I take it off. It's just,
Jakarth started off cool.
Aw.
He is cool. He's just
Very cool.
bad cool.
As soon as you become a dad.
This is the thing, though. In the first, in Visca's cycle, he wasn't dad cool. He was just like a bit edgy, bit dark. And in this show, it was just became dad cool really quickly. I don't know what happened.
I think too much of me rubbed off on him.
Oh,
We had too many chaos gremlins.
it's true. It was a party of chaos gremlins. It's very true. I'm going to roll the dice again.
Roll that dice.
Thank you.
Oh, no, dice.
Roll that dice!
Eat that spice.
Which PC gets the throw the rulebook out of the window? Let's homebrew this award.
Tesaillinn.
Literally a homebrew.
Well,
character.
literally in the homebrew sense. I was going to say Jakarth because Josh is always like, now, Sean, I'm going to do this thing that's on my character sheet. But what if it also like levitated shit and I backflipped at the same time?
And I didn't use an action surge. It just happened. How would that sound, Mr. Sean?
Having played in a campaign with Josh where he did exactly this bullshit as well, yeah, that really scans.
Hey, in fairness to Josh,
Great
all he
bullshit.
does is ask. Right?
DM, can I do this bunch of really cool things? DM, no. Like, that's never going to happen. Like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing is going, I'm going to do all these things. You have to go, well, you can do half of them. And you still get to do some of them. This is the oldest trick in the book. We all learned this when we were 14.
I take the rule of cool and I push it to the extreme.
You use it. You abuse the rule of
I
cool.
abuse it.
I mean, let's face it, it doesn't really matter to me if you're on top of the shrine thing when I try to kill you or not. Like, the location of Jakarth, it matters very little to the actual plot.
Wow.
Wow. Can we just have me fade to grey with the rain now?
Sorry.
Is that just like the quote on the back of the novel?
Look, Sean said it out loud, but one of the things that DMs think often is, does it matter if you're there or there? No, not at all. It's irrelevant. Like, there is a certain, I understand that mindset completely. Just don't say it out loud.
You can
sorry.
I mean, you get that a lot with Theatre of the Mind. You get this bullshit when you're like, so if I put a fireball, how many of them can I get? And then the DM's there, like, clearly fake thinking, by the way. You're obviously just going to say, like, I don't know, 3. But like, yes, well, 3 of them, I think. And it's like, yeah, okay. Well, glad we went through that shenanigan.
Look, we've all read the rules to narrative combat, which is not rules, it's a guide to narrative combat. And one of the things it does really well is go, you're not using a map, but someone says it's a cone. How the hell do I educate how many things it hits? And
That's true.
that's really hard to do. So the ability to go, here are some hard and fast, simple ways to deal with this, I think it's fine.
Oh, yeah, totally.
and then it's
Being very
performance.
generous, assuming I've read anything in the DMG.
It's not in the
Thank you.
DMG. It is an entirely separate document by Sly Flourish, and it is amazing. I'm pretty sure I've
didn't
sent it to
even
you
know that.
before. I've sent it to you before.
Is it called Cones and Bones?
Yeah, and I read it.
You know, sometimes you do all the work. And
Cones and Zones, that'd be a good name for it.
no one respects it. I've rolled the dice again.
Dice.
But by the way, I'm just going to keep talking until somebody shuts me up. So.
I
I've
don't
rolled the
see-
dice. Everyone shut up. Right.
Roll the dice.
Thank you. Sean, were there
Oh.
any secrets or mysteries that the players didn't solve or discover? Any more verbal riddles that will infuriate all of us so that they didn't get to?
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
but not. I think all of the important ones kind of came up. I think we managed to kind of delve into all of the proper stuff, but there was some fluff that I hoped people would delve in, and actually no one cared. There was a barkeep, the barkeep at the Dolphin's Wake pub is from Kithis, and I don't know. I just went down this like rabbit hole of giving her this backstory, and like so she moved to Neverwinter because her husband passed away.
I got that far.
And I don't know if I don't think I ever actually mentioned what her husband's name was.
Was it one of the NPCs from Feltide? It must have been.
No,
Oh.
no. These are completely new people that I completely made up for this.
How long did you spend on this for the players to completely ignore it?
I don't know. I just really liked her. But like so her name was Anadis Portzip Tallnose.
The anagram. What's an anagram of?
The anagram is all intents and purposes.
Oh dear.
It was a pun anagram.
It was a punagram, yeah.
Sean,
I'm
a
glad we didn't
Mhm.
look for them.
A punagram is not a thing. Please don't make it a thing.
It was a punagram. And her
Hate myself.
because I'd given her the surname Tallnose, I therefore also had to work out what her husband's name was. So her husband was a halfling called Giron Tallnose, which is a rolling stone. Because his job was collecting moss off the sides of the cliffs,
Oh my god.
but he's dead, so a rolling stone gathers no moss.
Oh dear God.
Oh yeah, she's
But no one cared.
no.
My little nattery
Of
barkeep.
course, no one cared.
We were dealing with the end of the world.
We had plot to discuss.
You
and chat
literally
about.
set her up as someone who just rambled at people, and they went no, and left her to her own devices. You set up that she was someone that to be ignored.
I liked her. She's the NPC I would play.
Well, maybe you should in the future. Sean.
Maybe you should. Maybe
No,
you should.
Play
I
her
need
as a
to-
bard.
I need to play Dr. Hoots first.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
Sorry, I just imagine Dr. Hoots getting in this like time traveling outhouse called the Turdis.
Do you have
It's just powered by guano.
Well,
I think I'm
that's
giving this idea to Tom.
No.
tragic. Is what it is. It's absolutely. Any other secrets or mysteries that were maybe plot relevant?
No, I think because it was a four-parter, I
Yeah.
tried not to go too in depth. So, I'm fairly. Nothing's come to mind. It's just my own little whimsy that never got discovered.
How annoyed are you that no one even bothered to try the riddle? They just started rolling, going, "So solve it for me. Give me hints. I want it done."
I'm fine about
Yeah.
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 that. Yeah, no, I didn't, spend a couple of evenings on that anagram.
If Nora had survived, then she would have
Rolled,
She would have
Nad.
been rolled because I couldn't solve it. But she would have been trying to. Whereas I was just like, Tesaillinn is never going to get this. She's not going to try. Sorry.
I mean, at the end of the day, puzzles, riddles, anagrams are not everybody's dish. I understand that. So, which
And
is why
yet you
I
keep putting them in your games and making every character's name an anagram.
which is why I tried to do it and I set it at the end of a break, and then you can choose. I'm either going to nourish myself or I'm going to nourish my brain.
But not both. That would be sacrilege.
No, I don't think it's humanly possible.
Oh.
I think I did both.
Yeah.
But you're a vampire, so
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh yeah, I don't eat.
What you do is just
Talia,
very
not,
different.
not
Quick
Zamora,
bite.
Talia is-
Oh, so no, I don't eat. Yeah, I just drink tea all the day.
Sean, if you'd like, what I will give you, because we're colleagues, but also we're friends, my friend. When you gave the pangram, I immediately went, "That's a pangram. Wait, there are too many E's." So, audience members may have done the same. Is all I'm saying.
It was for someone, and at the end of the day,
Me,
I
it
knew
was for
that
me.
everybody sitting down, with their heads, trying to scribble down. I knew that wasn't going to make good TV. So
Well, it's countdown, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Countdown. I mean, I'm
so I knew that
established
wasn't
I'm
going to
old,
make
so-
good TV.
Um,
I say this. I love Countdown.
Just want to be clear, Chris. You're saying that you solved Sean's puzzles with ease.
Very good. Very
I was
good.
like, I got it as soon as I started asking. You started giving physical descriptions. I was like, those things go in the thing, and then other people. Once we started kind of collaborating, on
I
that,
assumed it was that you'd press them because I'm used to puzzle games where you press a thing and then it sort of recesses in or something like that. Yeah, I didn't think they'd come out and go into the eyes. That was interesting. Yeah. To be fair, I was
It's on
brought
the
up on shit-
poster as well.
I was brought
Don't
up. I was
even
brought up on
remember
shit like
this.
King's Quest and Myst, so it makes sense, because I'm old. Remember?
Oh yeah, those things.
Yeah. Good. I'm rolling the dice again.
Roll that
Oh, that's
dice.
oh, good. Okay, dice.
Charlie's clearly learned.
Fling that tetrahedron.
Okay. Any moments of genuine scares, anybody? Anything that made you crap yourself?
nearly went down. Nearly.
I did.
Zhukov did.
Yeah, but did you ever think I'm down and probably out?
I think I was on 2. I think I might have been on 2 death failed ones in that fight. So yeah, I was a bit like, oh god.
Fine, you were fine. Everyone was fine. I had the spell slots for it. It's just more effective. Look, the first rule of clericking is it's a waste of time trying to just do little increment bits all the time. And especially if you can do a big amount in one go, once they do go down. And the fact that Tesaillinn kept living was actually really annoying because by that point it was me. Because I'm like, you just go down faster, I can bring you up while I still have higher level spell slots and you'll be fine. But that sheer tenacity.
Rogues don't die easy. Constant problem. But yes, yeah.
I did consider double tapping Jakarth, but I just didn't have it in me. I was just like, no, the living people are a threat. But I considered
Would
it.
I have double tapped Jakarth? Interesting, Sean. I would have done from the DMing perspective, and I'll tell you why. Because Jakarth's the party dad. And there is nothing worse than murking the party dad because then everyone suddenly feels like that they're rudderless and tetherless. Suddenly the threat is real. Whereas killing off Tesaillinn would have been like it's sad, but you just killed the baby.
I'd much rather be Icarus than Daedalus.
Exactly.
Also, why I left spell slots available for River.
Yeah. Just
I was perfectly fine with all of that situation.
I can tell it's your first campaign.
Oh no!
Charlie's doing
Think I've ever
that's
used
good
it.
clericking. That is solid clericking. That's exactly what you should be doing.
Look, I have played clerics before. I have been the cleric who died before and had to have all my party get very stressed out about how to bring me back because they were then all dying.
Mm.
It's solid.
It's the right call to make. I just don't think I've ever once had to bring anybody back from the death, ever. To the point where I haven't prepped it. So the next time I play a cleric, guarantee you somebody dies. Everyone looks at me and I go, "What?"
That's the other point. I would have presumed that there was a diamond and a Revivify on the table if you had killed a PC. That would have been my assumption, so I would have double tapped. Also, double tapping really raises the stakes. Like, it just suddenly goes from, oh, they're unconscious. No, I'm going to use a legendary action to attack them again. No, it's so cruel. Yes, it is. Every now and again. Or did you not want Jirok to be that cruel?
Thing is, by
Jirok
this point, he's a demon lord of Ragnarok. So he probably should have been that cruel. Like, whatever of the old Jirok, they might have encountered previously, there's very little of him left. I probably should have done it, but I also didn't.
Yeah, it's your call as DM, that's fine.
I've worked out what my scary moment was.
Oh, go for it.
Jakarth almost going through that portal before the clutch moment from Arcana. Because I was there going, in my head, I can deal with people going down, I can deal with people dying, I can deal with, a lot of, I have a range of different things. I can't deal with someone just being gone. And I was really worried it was going to happen. So Arcana comes in with that clutch move. And I was like going, oh, thank God.
That I would have done. I would have shut Jakarth away on the other side of the portal.
That I would have done.
That would be the only proportionate response to Josh finagling 3 actions out of 1 turn.
Can I take 3 actions? Yes, you can. You're now trapped in a horrible plane of existence forever. Bye now.
No, until it gets destroyed.
3 actions gets 3 consequences.
I'm taking 3 more reactions. Why? Because you cheated. Good. Yes, that is scary. Good point. Very good point. Oh, the scary moments. Were those scary moments? No. Well, not for me, but I was the audience member. I was just watching. I was invested in Eltron suddenly being a bee person. It wasn't scary, but I was that kind of like, oh. Because from my perspective, that's one of Murine's old buddies who is now something different. Yes. Roll the dice again. I think we're probably on the last question now.
Roll that dice.
Roll the last dice.
Roll that dice.
Gulp that ice.
All right, final question. How would any of your previous characters have dealt with this campaign? Talia, I'm going to start with you. How would any of your previous characters have dealt with this campaign?
In no way whatsoever.
Well, okay, you had Thingy from the one shot. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Daria.
I mean, is that previous? She came after, certainly afterwards, technically.
Same time.
No, same sort of. No. That came out before this. I think you filmed it. I think you filmed it. Yeah, I think you filmed it.
I am very confused by the
What is time?
used some really powerful words and bardic magic to get other people to do it. Eloquence bards, you are very good at getting other people to do the thing for you.
Very true. Go on, other people's characters.
Ildra would have done a whole lot of smiting. I'd probably just sway through all of the cultists.
I mean, what, 5 levels higher? Yeah, probably. Just appears as a problem. Not anymore.
Dealt with it. It's gone now.
Also a priest of Kalimdor, interestingly. We seem to have an obsession.
No.
Oh, no, Darrell. Yeah, Darrell.
Yeah.
Forgot the NPC I played.
How could you?
Why did I think it was Kalimdor? Oh, it's Ava's got the Kalimdor.
Because Ava's Kalimdor. But
Ava and Liz, I think.
Cool kids.
Yeah.
Agnes.
Agnes Kalimdor as well.
Did John play a Kalimdorite?
No, his paladin was a paladin of Lathander, I think.
What about Sister Belinda?
Is a vampire.
She's a vampire.
But not Kalimdorite.
Sorcerer.
Belinda was Tiamat.
Yeah, Belinda worshipped Tiamat. It was a convent of Tiamat.
Yeah.
It's one of 2 characters we've had on stream who've worshipped Tiamat.
I'm just hearing holy person party at some point.
I mean, can you imagine? I'll heal. No, I will. No, can someone else be in charge of healing, please? Actually, it will be 5 people saying everyone else should be in charge of healing, which would be very funny. I agree with that.
Yeah. Did you prep Revivify? No, I didn't. I assumed you would.
Didn't even prep
It's
cure
your
wounds,
day
mate.
The amount of stackable buffs that you would have, a party could just walk into a room and
But you
everything would
can't-
be taken out by the aura.
You can't double stack the same spells. It have to be. You could use a peace cleric, but the thing is, peace cleric can do it on their own. Peace cleric can do all of that on their own. All the stackables.
Oh, most of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I think Alba would have just told everybody to go to the pub and then steamrolled it without having a hit.
You
is-
spend-
3 rounds.
Would you
Blazing
have
is
spent like 3-4
broken.
rounds like building up all of your things and then have someone else defeat Jurok?
Why do you think I don't want anyone else around, Chris? So I can finally get this shit done.
You've got to have people to be your meat shields for those 4 rounds while you're prepping, though.
You see, I've tried that before, but whenever I have elaborate plans, somehow it gets derailed. Like the meat shield would inadvertently cause an explosion or something.
Yeah,
They do that.
they do
I'll just
that.
be there like, yes, I know it's a stupid thing to try and set up a payoff for like 3 rounds of combat away, but it would have been cool.
It was literally the turn before as well. Literally
Yeah.
the turn before.
Yeah,
Referencing
it's-
something from Crash and Burn if you haven't watched it, but do go watch. David is so angry he leaves the call. It genuinely happened. Sorry, Dave. What was the question? What would your previous characters have done? The previous characters. Sean, what would your previous characters have done?
Mine. I mean, I mostly play artificers and wizards, so something clever. I don't know.
I mean, rude. Were we not intelligent enough for you? Like,
Not the
we...
smartest.
You rolled
party.
dice to solve the.
Only the first times, and there are too many letters. There are too many E's, and it didn't make sense. After the first time, it made sense. We were rolling for a variety of different things, and not necessarily just guesses.
Look,
Thank
you fulfill the D&D quotient of having one party member with a high intelligence, so you're fine. Because otherwise, a complete.
Fortunately, it was one player with low intelligence.
Oh no, I thought
That
it
is
was.
not true.
Oh no, there were 2 of you with high intelligence because Eltrion had really high intelligence too, didn't he?
No, Eltron's charisma.
Oh, it's a charisma. Sorry.
I had
Oh,
an
how's-
int of 12 because I wasn't min-maxing because I wanted it to fit the narrative of being like a reasonably clever psionicist. But
I thought you had 20. It's my mistake.
that would have been an interesting choice.
Oh, so Evie, you had the high intelligence. So there was still one high intelligence character. Point remains. There's always one. It's either a wizard or an artificer.
Plus, the high whiz characters would say we should roll the dice. It seems like a better way of getting the result we want.
Wisdom over intelligence, right there. Any other previous characters who would have solved things, done things differently?
I think Jax, who had played in Ali's one shot, would have just died because he was only level 5. He would have gone in head first with greatsword, just not done anything.
Jax was level 5.
I think he was level 5. No, he wasn't. He was
You
like
were
level
all
4.
level
No, he was level.
16.
Yeah, so he would have gone in and just absolutely mashed everything.
You were level 16, but you couldn't have any class level over 5.
Yes, that's where I was getting confused. Yeah, Jack McGlover would just walk in and go say hello to my little friend and just start shooting things. Garnot would pretty much do the exact same thing as what Jakarth did, except for in its face. And Ezekiel would have hid in a barrel and just cast Wish.
You made that character with one thing in mind.
Wish, not the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on, Evie.
Diogenes.
Wrap us up. Any of your characters who have done things differently? Evie, I'm looking at you.
It's difficult to say because Alcada's situation coming into the campaign was very particular. So are you asking that if any of my other characters' world was destroyed and they're the only one that made it through a portal, would they have handled that differently? Or if they were just in this party and someone else had come through the portal, would they handle it?
Both.
I feel like I have a lot of characters that would either shit themselves, run the other way, try to side with Fragnora, or try to gain something more from the situation, or just go in all guns blazing and get themselves killed.
Yeah, it's going.
And then Myrtle would just knit something over the hole and everything would be fine.
Oh yeah, Valka would have told Jurok what's what.
Now listen here, you.
Put those bees down.
Gotten the Nan party to tackle this. And everything would just be
Should
solved
set
like
the
that.
nans in. Yeah.
Although, what started off as a we should do a nan party became suddenly some of them are really senile. Like, when did that happen? Anyway, I think we're at that time now, my friends. I think it's time to wrap up. So, anyone have any last words?
Encore.
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 Sean, encore.
Mm.
Beath.
I'll get brewing.
There we go. Lovely. So, if you fancy seeing more of this kind of awfulness, then let Sean know. Prod Sean about it. But otherwise, yes, thank you for joining us. Anyone got anything they want to plug in particular? Anything that's not altogether? You're welcome to. So we do offer.
Yeah, sure. Starting a Twitch channel.
Oh.
But I'm literally just going to be streaming bollocks for my own amusement. Probably like
Think they've got content restrictions.
I'm plugging my OnlyFans. That's really what it is. But I'll be hanging around in chat because I've got a lot of stuff coming up, so I'm going to be away for a while. But I will miss you all and love you all. But I'll be, like I say, not literal bollocks and not hot tub streaming. But if anybody wants to pop on and hang out at some point, I've got a lot of basically doing that while stuff's processing in the background. So that'll be fun.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. What's happening next week? Next week is one shots, isn't it? It's one shot territory. So we have the long lost final episode of Seeds of Defiance, Sean. That's on Tuesday. Yes, that replaces Fracture on Tuesday. That's correct. So, any spoilers? Not that we've already recorded it, or that I'm in it, or we know what happened, or
I'm not one for spoilers. No, I mean, if you watch the first 3 episodes, then you finally get to find out how we deal with discovering LD's long lost, well, not long lost, maybe about a week, butler friend. What happens to him?
Yeah, very much earmarked as this is my very, very dear friend, and the reality is very, very this is my servant, which is awkward for everyone. Anyway, yes, join us for that on Tuesday, the long lost final episode, and then on Monday we have a very special one shot because we are dealing with the hole in the world. I'm not blaming Nat, I'm blaming G, but
I was gonna say, it's not me.
No. Hey, it's the end of a 12-parter. What do you do? I make a
never.
hole in the world and then I fuck off. Thanks, G. That's really okay.
Everywhere.
So yes, that's on Monday. It's called The Rift. The Rift. So we'll be dealing with that on Monday, and you'll see a lot of favorite faces coming back. I think all level 14. It's going to be a pretty epic one shot. Put it that way. Anyway, join us for that on Monday and Fridays, as always. Talk Together. Talking is a free action. Chats, lovely chats and varieties. All shows start at 6 p.m. GMT and run for an hour on Fridays and 3 hours on Mondays and Tuesdays. And there are podcast versions available shortly thereafter, and there are YouTube versions available shortly thereafter. So anything you want to watch, you can catch and watch whenever you want to. That is all well and good. But we all shows stream at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. YouTube links are in chat. Podcast links are in chat. ! VODs, I think. ! Podcast. Find all of those. Yes, big thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters and the D20 Club. You are marvelous. You're wonderful. Join us on Patreon. There's again links in chat. Just search for D20 Club. And David, you're taking a bit of a hiatus for a bit. It was your line. You came up with this line. It's yours. It's your baby. Would you like to say it for everyone? For the
Stay classy at the table.
And on that bombshell.